Attention passionate Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news all right. Seahawks fans, buckle up because there's some serious buzz swirling around the NFC West, and it involves a potential blockbuster move that could reshape the division and give Seattle an even bigger edge in the playoff chase. Rumors are swirling that the Philadelphia Eagles might be trading right tackle Lane Johnson to the Seahawks, and if this deal goes through, it could be one of the most impactful trades we've seen in recent years. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lane Johnson. The guy's a perennial Pro Bowler, a cornerstone of the Eagles' offensive line, and he's been instrumental in their success over the past few seasons. But the whispers are that the Eagles are looking to shake things up, free up some cap space, and rebuild their secondary, and Johnson might be the piece they move to do it. So, why would Seattle be interested in Johnson? Well, for starters, our offensive line has been a bit of a roller coaster this season. We've had injuries, inconsistency, and a real need for stability up front, especially for Geno Smith. Johnson's profile fits perfectly with what we need. An elite, experienced tackle who can provide instant stability and protect our quarterback at a high level. He's a 2025 player with 9 games as a starter this season, and he's allowed 0 sacks, which is pretty incredible. His PFF grade hovers around 92.4, and he's winning 85% of his run blocks. His career stats are impressive too. Over 190 games played, 6 Pro Bowls, and only 12 sacks allowed over his career. That kind of durability and excellence is exactly what we want in a player to anchor our line. And let's talk about the impact he could bring to Seattle. Right now, our rushing attack has been solid but could be explosive with the right blocking. Johnson's footwork and technique. He's known for his impeccable footwork, with a 94% efficiency rating, would open up lanes for Kenneth Walker and the rest of our ground game, possibly adding around 500 rushing yards to our total. That would push our ground game from roughly 140 yards per game to over 180, making us much more balanced and dangerous on offense. Plus, with him protecting Geno, who's been sacked 25 times this season, we'd see a significant reduction in sacks and pressure. That means more time for Geno to make plays downfield, more success on third downs, and fewer turnovers, an area where we've struggled a bit. Now a quick pause here. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking at the bigger picture, this move makes a lot of sense for the Seahawks. We're in a super competitive NFC West, and the 49ers with Trent Williams have been dominant on the line, boosting their rushing yards and pass protection. Adding Johnson would give us a similar boost, an elite tackle who can elevate our entire offense. And if you look at the numbers, Johnson's presence could add about 16% more on third down conversions, from around 48% up to 64%. That's huge for sustaining drives and keeping the defense off the field. It would also help us cut down turnovers, going from roughly 1 turnovers per game to just about 0.5, which is a game changer in close contests. But perhaps more exciting is how this improves our playoff outlook. With Johnson anchoring our line, Geno would have more time, and our rushing game would become even more explosive, pushing our ground attack over 180 yards per game. That kind of ground and pound balance, combined with improved protection, could push our PPG from about 26.1 to over 30. It's enough to turn close wins into blowouts, to take our offense to the next level, and really make a run deep into January. This isn't just about regular season success. It's about setting ourselves up for a serious playoff push, and Johnson's pedigree, 6 Pro Bowls, a career of consistency, and a reputation for clutch play, makes him a perfect fit as a sort of X-factor for our postseason aspirations. Let's also consider the cap implications. The Eagles are reportedly freeing up around $16 million in cap space to facilitate this trade, partly by restructuring Jalen Hurts. Massive deal. $255 million, and prioritizing other areas like their pass rush, which has been leaking points this season. Meanwhile, the Seahawks, with about $7 million in cap space, could maneuver to fit Johnson in, especially if we move some players or restructure contracts. The potential for this move to solidify our line and make us a more complete team is huge. Plus, it signals a shift in how we're building this roster, targeting proven, elite talent to push us over the edge. Thinking about the impact on the field, Johnson's addition would make the Seahawks a much more formidable team in the trenches. Our run blocking would become more explosive, helping Kenneth Walker establish a more consistent ground game. And with the added protection, Geno can operate with more confidence, giving us a real shot at stretching the field and opening up our playbook. This could also help our defense, as sustained drives and fewer turnovers mean less pressure on our top 10 defense to continuously hold down the opposition. It's a classic win-win scenario, adding a proven star to address our biggest weakness while elevating the entire team. And let's not forget the playoff implications. If we secure Johnson and keep him healthy, he's had 0 injuries in 2025 so far. His presence could be the difference maker in tight postseason games. His ability to anchor the line, make plays in the run game, and protect Geno under pressure would be invaluable. Historically, when the Eagles had Johnson blocking for Jalen Hurts in 2022, their offense saw a plus 14% increase in EPA per play, which translated into more wins and a more dynamic attack. Imagine what he could do for our offense, boosting our NFC wins from around 65% up to 80%, and helping us reach the Super Bowl once again. Of course, all of this hinges on the trade actually happening, but the signs are pointing in that direction. The Seahawks are always aggressive about building around their core, and with a dynamic quarterback like Geno Smith, having a rock-solid offensive line is crucial. Johnson's experience, consistency, and elite skill set make him the perfect piece to complete our puzzle. It's reminiscent of the blockbuster tackles we've seen in recent history, like the impact Trent Williams made on the 49ers, showing how a single player can completely change a team's fortunes. In conclusion, if this trade materializes, it would be a game changer for the Seahawks. We'd be adding a top-tier tackle who's not only a proven winner, but also a player with the potential to elevate our entire offense, especially in the crucial late-season stretch and into the playoffs. It's a bold move, sure, but one that could pay off big time, especially as we look to contend for that elusive Super Bowl title. The Seahawks have always been about grit, resilience, and smart investments, and bringing Lane Johnson into the fold would be no different. It's a move that echoes the historic investments in tackles that helped us reach new heights in recent seasons, and it could be just what we need to push us over the top. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news. Let's keep the passion alive and continue supporting our team through every twist and turn of this exciting season.